Hello, internet peoples. It seems that you are interested about the topic of internet and you're aware of the growing problems behind it. So, I'll be giving you 10 tips on internet safety. At the end of this topic, you will finally learn the dangers of internet and on how to prevent it as well. So sit down and listen because it's going to be a long video. And also I will consider my perspective and opinions in this video so I can define the answers to the problems. So let's talk about technology itself. Do you use technology? If you have access to technology, be aware be aware. Be sure to limit yourself. Phone addiction is crucial and it falls on another concept. But phone addiction makes you open for opportunities of harming yourself along the way of being too immersed on internet. As a result, that's how your brain will slowly corrupted in the process, making you to blindly fool yourself to the dangers of internet. Isn't that sad? That's how it is. The more you use it, the more you drift away from reality. It's like drugs, for example. Why even is the phone addiction is part of this topic? Because internet ties with informations. Internet gives a lot of amount of information, but not only for knowledge, but also for entertainment use. So this entertainment is invading our brains effortlessly while you click every single kind of virtual contents. Whose fault is this? The algorithms. The algorithms, they decide on what you read or what you watch. It wants you to submerge with a lot of your interest until you end up to the depths of nonsenses and makes you along the way become mindless slave of internet. Become the mindless slave of internet. Hear me? Yes. And they do this across the whole entire population as well. So what happens if you become mindless? You become unaware of your time. You're trapped with the internet when you surround yourself with the algorithm. So did you benefit quality time? Yes, you get hooked. You get hooked with the cycle, and the consequences are that you'll become no more human. You belong to the virtual world. Therefore, the one who got the benefits is the cooperation. They set up this trap to take advantage of your demand on using their services. Now, they have exploit your attention. As return, they gain you as profit for the aid of their cooperation. But there is no winner between the two. This this is how you mess up the society. This is our downfall. So to prevent it, we need to recall the other properties of dangers in internet. In the technology our world has created for those users inside the virtual world, there's a various types of organizations and community to keep your fingers out, like a group of neo-Nazi, Adolf Hitler. Having an access on internet means you could simply encounter risky opportunities. For example, people disguised as innocent. That's how potential killers, murderers, psychopaths, predators, and the others stalks you and hunts you by pretending to be also innocent to get closer to their targets. So keep your standards to a certain level of interaction. I'm talking about preventing yourself exposing your true identity. Yourself, your identity. If you want to have a further privacy, disguise yourself as a user in internet. Don't collaborate for the longer one with any people that you don't know. That's it. That's a tip right there. Next up. Next up is keep on observing your account's behavior. Keep an eye on what revolves around your social media accounts, because the potential risk is being hacked by someone. Hacking is a tool that became a power to expose certain persons' identity. It is a power only possessed by the evil or immoral person. So consider the fact that existing in internet has a high value of risk. The risk is to be exposed, your life itself. Okay, I'm talking about identity. So, have your accounts in your control, your interactions, your agreements and settings, because organizing your setting is how you manipulate your page, if it's protective or exposed. Tip. Next up is expose is the levels of how much information you throw in the wild, in the internet, the wild side of internet. Of course, the internet is wild itself. The internet is a population of different kind of people that also exist in reality. We must be grateful that we are given the access to the entire world without traveling, without going other places, without going on the other continent. The world itself is already right in front of our hands. Well, which is our phones, technology to be exact. Isn't that crazy? How dangerous we can go. And we are one of the entity who resides in the place of virtual world. So what I'm pointing here is don't go overboard in internet. Be careful. That's a tip. For instance, reflect yourself in real life. You are living with limits because you're not mature enough to the extent of reality, and that's how keeps you safe for the long term. So you'll realize if you have crossed the line of reality, if you've gone far enough from the truth, or also being irrational. Your irrationality actions is going to lead you to your misery or the demise. This also implies to internet. There are consequences, so better know much the difference of virtual world and the reality. And that's the truth. Overall, this topic resonates with the problems of danger. So this is the products that you have to recognize out there in the wildlife of internet. First off, the most is cite the suspicious interactions. Suspicious interactions. Interesting. The interaction presumes about the products that have different ways of approaching. The products that have different ways of approaching the ways of the ways that people approach you. Like number one, mysterious links. Giving you mysterious links. Yeah, you must think twice about links. If it's appropriate to submit any further, or if it's implicit to your tongue. Links pops up every stroll you made, every arrangement you made with someone, and the path you made leading you into the final road, the link itself that is given by someone and no any other. You are facing the person itself. You must know the intentions and motives. You don't want it to be full of manipulation. Talking about manipulation, the other tip is chatting. Are you always chatting with someone? If it's your friends, then the people you know or not, how do they manipulate you to onto thinking to pleased or not? Or even worse, you started to comply on believing. You started to complying. Yeah. So the only thing you have to believe is your own sake. You shall not be perceived by symbols of text and the expressions of the conversations. Remember that the virtual world is different to real life. You always don't have to be the same person as to the internet. Okay. Realize that the world of internet is not real. It only contains lies to fabricate events, mostly like North Korea. The reality there is far tragic, rather from what they declare to public. This also implies on chatting on a constructed world of information which is internet. If you started believing, then you shall face the consequences if it's bad or not. Just know the possibilities of plotting behind your back. After mirroring this bunch of these odds, bizarre issues, we also have to demand legit informations. Confirmation is required to obtain trust. We must seek truth because internet has widely used of lies. That's a fact. In order to become artificial, firstly, read the information and criticize it. Criticize it. Because you're consulting for truth, you must argue its statement. That despite by believing, you must know that it's justified. Justified from your judgment and everybody's response from internet people. The internet people itself. Because behind a person's great success, they had yield for a better cause. No one. So, once our internet information is honest, it is certified effective because it contributed goodwill to people and you. So don't be far away from truth and know the real. It's like picking a leader. If you choose the one who has power but only manipulates you for their benefits, you decided to select that leader because there's no other choice but to obey because it has the power to rule your values. That's how you meet your doom. But if we choose our minds and intellect, we can assure our actions will go to a great cause. The chosen leader will be the people's majority of choice. The people who support the right. Maybe it has the risk to defend it, but we know what's truth and the impact. So consider be consistent in what you're reading and determining. Be critical. And the rest will consider only to your actions if you done right or wrong. Limit yourself to the modernity if you want to live peacefully. After all, you will not die without internet. That's all. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.